And today we're going to cover a few things from, the relationship with yourself, your relationship with your friends, with men or women in a romantic way. But to start with, tell me, what was for you a pivotal moment in your life that pushed you to start this whole career?
So a pivotal moment. So basically my childhood was very bad. Okay. Like I think everyone already knows this, that I was physically abused by my father. And I saw my mother get abused. So it was like a very, very traumatic childhood. And it's funny, like when my father decided to cheat on my mother, that was like the happiest day of me and my siblings. We were like that monsters leaving our house. We were so happy. But it's ironic that when your abuser leaves the house and you finally have that freedom that you always craved, that you start abusing yourself. Because that's when I developed bulimia, anorexia, and these are all like forms of self-abuse, And when I looked at my siblings and at myself, I saw how we all handled everything differently. Because the issue is not the abuse, it's the aftermath, right? It's how we feel afterwards, because now we have to realize that we allowed ourselves to get treated like that. And that this went on for so many years. And it's very hurtful to realize that. And then you go from all of that which you've ever known, the abuse, to, okay, what do we do now? So who are we now, actually? Because we don't know who we are without it. We weren't allowed to explore ourselves. So I feel like my life started when my father cheated on my mother. It finally started. And then that was the first moment in my life that I could look at myself and be like, okay, Liz, what do we do now? And for me, my biggest thing in life was always, let me just make money. Let me get rich. Because I can at least I cannot heal my family, but I would be able to afford a Band-Aid to put on top of the wounds that my father created. And I kind of felt responsible for the hurt that my family had been through. I don't know why, but I felt responsible. So my whole life, I was like, okay, how do I make money? How do I make money? And the more I was struggling also with my ED and bulimia. And when you're struggling with all these things, all your energy is going towards that. And that's why I tell people that are, for example, trying to lose weight, let's say, yeah? I had this conversation today, actually, with a woman in a store.
Tell me.
It was she's like, I love your body. Are you on a diet? What's happening? And I was like, the moment that I stopped wanting to lose weight is when I lost it. And now whatever I eat, I cannot gain it anymore, which is actually an opposite issue.
That's great.
Yeah. But I told her because I was in the same mindset of putting all my energy. I couldn't even create anything, right? So I couldn't create business or anything because all my energy was going towards food. I wake up, I think about food. I go to bed, I think about food. Because you know why I even feel like I got the eating disorder? Because when you have a whole childhood where you never felt in control, that eating disorder made me feel in control of something. I can control what I eat or what I don't eat. And somehow I felt proud of myself, right? But it was never about the way I looked, because it was never skinny enough. Honestly, I think it's a form of slowly taking your own life, I call it, Yeah. So when I removed the energy from the eating disorders, and I was like, you know what? Because this went on for 2 years, severe depression after my father left. Then I was like, okay, let's change things. How can I actually change? Because I was so tired of blaming everyone or my circumstances. And I was like, Liz, you need to start looking at yourself. Because the reason why my life was like that was because of me and no one else. I was abusing myself. And it's I don't have anyone to blame. Look, the thing is yeah, I had an abusive childhood, but what do I do next? Do I continue being a victim, or do I take my power back? Because the more energy I put into hating my father means the more powerful he becomes. And I want that power. I want to create. You know what I mean? So I was like, it's time for me to pull all the energy back to myself. And the only way you do that is by taking responsibility for your life. Blame gives your power away, and responsibility gives it to yourself.
Oh my goodness, that was so powerful. Again, I felt like I was just watching a YouTube video. I forgot I had to ask you questions. I was like, what?
I get so passionate when
You
I
do,
talk.
but I love it. Again, something that a lot of people always ask me about. I have also experienced it, but it's crazy how, however smart you are, however emotionally intelligent you are, as a woman especially, how you get stuck in that situation. And what advice do you have for people to even start to recognize that this is a toxic situation and this person might be narcissistic?
So I've dealt with narcissists in my life, a fair share. First thing is, a woman especially, or whoever, needs to listen to their intuition. I feel like women have such strong intuition. It's almost like our body and our soul knows that something is wrong before it actually happens. For example, me, I see dreams about a person that I'm not meant to be with. I see dreams about like leave, or I see visions like leave, and I don't listen because I think like I'm crazy. But then until something happens where I'm like, ooh, but I knew that. But I literally knew that years ago. I could have prevented this, but I didn't listen to myself, right? So intuition is very, very important. You're not supposed to feel drained around a person. You're not, even a friend, you're not supposed to sit with a friend and then come home and be like, oh my God, like I feel so bad, because a negative energy exchange has just happened, right? Second thing is, look at their actions and not at their words. And I keep telling people this. So I actually had this thing with like, and there's like 2 waitresses that work there, and I absolutely love them, okay? So they were telling me that the place is closing down and a new owner is now taking over, and their previous owner hasn't like given them a new contract, nothing. So they are losing out on 2 months of money, like
salary.
Salary. So then what I did was I gave them that 2 months of salary.
Wow.
And then they were like, they were telling me like, no, but you know, he's not a bad guy, Liz. Like, our boss is not a bad guy. Like, he's really like, he says it in such a way. And I said, what did he do? He doesn't care about you guys. I care about them.
He's yapping.
Yeah, I care about them, and they're not working for me. So it's like, he should care about you guys. You take care of the people that you work for or that are in your life. This is not normal. So I'm like, don't listen to what he's saying. Look at what he's doing. And so many women, because we get so sensitive and we love to hear things. No, look at the way he's treating you. If he's abusive, but tomorrow he tells you he loves you, he's abusive. He doesn't love you. Someone that loves you wouldn't abuse you, you know? You know when people become mesmerizing? When you put your energy into them. So right now, if I look at you, I find you amazing, okay? I find you mesmerizing, but it's because we are exchanging our energy right now. A lot of people are dating people and they put them on a pedestal, but it's all because of your energy. They're like a lot of women, for example, men become more good looking, more successful because they're with that woman. And then the woman starts to think like, oh, he's too good for me. Oh, he's the... honey, that's your energy. Realize it, you know? I rather right now in this position of my life have my business, make my own money, and be independent. And whoever comes into my life, they can add to it. But I'm not thinking like, let me right now start a family, because I know that will take so much of my time and energy into the family, you know? I feel like everything in life comes at the right time, at divine timing. When it's meant for you. When something is not meant for you, it will not happen, no matter what you do. When something is meant for you, no one can take that from you, ever. It will come. In the most miraculous ways, it will come. So just let it go. Women need to start letting stuff go.
Tell me how, Liz.
No, that is the biggest thing. Look, right before, this was actually a month ago, like one and a half months ago. I was so obsessed with the outcome. I became very masculine because I didn't have like anyone supporting me. So I was like, I felt like I was completely alone, okay? So I was like, oh my God, I need to have this. I need to have this. Like, I need to figure something out. And I was going crazy. So I was like focused so much on my career, and I was literally losing it, okay? And then the second day I arrived, I went to walk in nature. And I always tell people, go walk in nature, because nature is healing. Right? The trees, the plants, all these things, these are living beings. I even tell people like, put your back or your hands against a tree it will remove any energy that's not serving you, because that's how we work with each other. But people don't know these things, or they don't want to try these things, so they don't get like really further in life. Anyway, so I went and I walked in nature, and I started talking to God. And I always used to do this thing a lot, like especially in the beginning of my career, like talking to God and having conversations like he's my best friend.
So oh my God, I see the same thing, you know? We're going to talk about, keep going, sorry.
So then I was walking in nature, and I started talking to him, and I said, God, like, I can't take this anymore. Like, not like this. I'm like, I want to do what I have to do on this earth and complete my mission, but not like this, not on my own. And I feel very bad. And I said, like, I don't want to live anymore. And that was really my mental state. Like, I don't want to be here anymore, but I'm not going to do it myself. So you do it. Okay.
You handle
so
it.
You please take my life. So I was like, I said that. And then all of a sudden, whilst I was walking, I heard like, wanting nothing gives you everything. I heard that sentence in my head. And then I kept walking and I started repeating it out loud. I was like, wanting nothing gives you everything. And then I understood, wanting nothing gives you everything. I was too focused on, I need to have this. I need to have family. I need to have work. I need to have this. I need to be bigger and bigger. And I was too focused on them. So what I realized was, if I just let go of, I don't want anything anymore. Like, you handle it. Here, give it to God. You handle it, you know? When I did that, everything I've ever wanted came, and it came so fast. Like, these past 1.5 months, my life has changed 360. I've probably never been happier than I am right now. Yeah, which is crazy. But it was the minute I just let it go. I was like, I don't care anymore. When you let something go, you take your power back. You take your energy from that thing back. Now, when you are too focused on things, for example, let's say you're obsessing over an ex, okay? The minute you stop wanting that ex, all of a sudden he texts you. All of a sudden he calls you. He's now obsessed with you.
Back, yeah.
Why? You took your energy back. The minute you take back your energy from all these things and you are now whole by yourself, those things become attracted to you. And they want to be with you instead of you wanting to be with them. Because nothing likes desperation. Desperation is a repulsive energy. When you are desperate, you have a lack mindset. You don't believe that this earth is abundant. And this earth is very abundant. God gave us everything. This is another thing that people always tell me, like, oh, how dare you? You're asking for too much. Oh, why do you want these things? Blah, blah. But there's billionaires on this earth. Like multiple billionaires.
Yeah.
Why can I not have even 10% of what they have? What does it matter? Money is an abundant source as well, you know? Money gives you freedom. That's the only reason why I ever wanted money, for freedom. Because I can go where I want. I can do what I want. I can help people in a way that I want, right? So if that is on earth, why can I not have it? If God made this earth so abundant, anything that is on this earth I can have and I will get. Whenever I think to myself, okay, I want that, but I just want it and I don't focus on it like in a desperate way, but I know I have a goal in the back of my mind, but I'm not desperate for it, right? That's when it comes.